Ladies and gentlemen, China's first step for world reserve currency status has just begun. In this video, I'm going to be going over China's ever expanding and rapidly accelerating adoption of the digital yuan and how they've just officially opened it up for foreigners to use. I'll go over what this means for you and me, and I'll also go over some of the issues of how we're slowly entering into a dystopian future where everything is going to be digitalized and all our transactional privacy is going to be gone. So everyone, I think by me doing this video, my social credit score will probably drop a few points. But let's get into it anyways. Listen to this everyone, China offers digital yuan at Olympics to test overseas appeal. Now you may think this is no big deal, but people, with things like this, it happens in baby steps, so people aren't alarmed. So China is rolling out its digital yuan to athletes and spectators ahead of Beijing Winter Olympics, the first major test of the virtual currency's appeal among foreigners. If you think it's only China developing these digital currencies, they're not. We're seeing the Federal Reserve, they're in the works of creating a digital dollar. The ECB is going to look at creating a euro coin, because if you study history, fiat currencies, every time a government creates a fiat currency, they always create it, then they print too much, and every single fiat currency in existence has not a 70, not a 80, a 100% failure rate. And I'll get into later in the video how they're going to use this digital currency during the next financial crisis. So with less than a month to go before kickoff, the event already encumbered a diplomatic boycott and the threat of virus outbreaks. So whether foreign athletes adopt the digital yuan remains to be seen, given heightened political tensions around the games and worries over data risks. I don't know about you, but if I was going to the Winter Olympics, I definitely wouldn't be downloading this app, because we don't know what kind of data security issues this could lead to, or China spying on foreigners' data. 3 US Republican senators in July called on the US Olympic Committee to forbid American athletes from using the digital yuan, citing an espionage and data security concerns. So this is really their first big test, everyone. The Winter Olympics, which officially begins on February 4th, is seen as an opportunity for the People's Bank of China to raise awareness about the eCoin, aka the digital yuan, after making steady progress with trials at about a dozen regions across the country since 2020. And what we saw in 2020 was when they released this digital yuan, they set it to certain regions, they would send this money or airdrop it to people's digital wallets, and they'll say, hey, you have to spend your money here and you have to spend it by this date or your money's gone. And this is what could happen in the future. During the next financial crisis, or when the US heads into recession, the Federal Reserve could release these funds in a digital wallet and say, hey, these are the industries you have to spend the money, and you have to spend the money by this date. So they can more centrally control the economy than ever before. And you won't have any choice how you can spend your money. For example, when the stimulus checks came out, maybe some people didn't want to spend it. Maybe some people wanted to save it for a rainy day, but this won't be the case in the future, everyone. It says here, although the Public Bank of China has no timetable for an official rollout of the digital currency, it has taken a step closer to that goal last week by releasing a test version of the digital yuan app on the iOS and Android stores. Residents in trial zones can download the app and register for an account. But people, the big problem of going down this route is, if, for example, you do something wrong, they don't like what you say, we're seeing the social credit system is starting to get more and more entrenched in China, well then they can just shut you off online like that. And we're continuing to see a war on cash because the governments do want everything digitalized so they can track every transaction and bring in more tax revenue. Because with the debt so high at nearly $30 trillion and interest rates likely to go up, they're going to have to scramble for a way to find more funds. This is what we're seeing in the US with the new IRS rules, where people doing side hustles like selling things on eBay are going to have to report transactions over just $600. And eventually, this will go to transactions above $10. They said here, it's a key task and challenge to make sure foreign visitors will have a good experience with the digital yuan. The bank said in a statement, "We will strive to do a good job to ensure services during the games and operations and customer service, emergency response, and other teams are all in intensive drills and preparations." And everyone, the world is going down this route, and it's very worrying for me because, like I said, during the next financial crisis, the Federal Reserve will release these funds. They will dictate where and when you can spend it. And instead of negative interest rates, for example, it'll have an expiry date. And also what I'm sure they're going to do is sell off your data to mega corporations to show them what your spending patterns are, and they'll alter their algorithms to make you spend more and more. And again, just going back to China and the race for world reserve currency status, Now, if I was China and I really wanted to overtake the US for world reserve currency, what are we seeing? We're seeing their central bank hoard more and more gold. And I would say, not that I believe them, I would say, hey, you download this digital currency or use our digital currency, it's backed by gold. So everyone, that was just a quick update with what's going on with China, with the digital currency, my thoughts on how we slowly are going to digital currencies worldwide. But what do you think? Let me know. Now, for all my loyal viewers and subscribers still watching, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll put up some other videos here. I'll see you there.